What's up, guys? Kenny Cannon here, and I'm going to shoot a quick video for you tonight. I wasn't planning on doing a video tonight. I'm actually quite busy with other things. I was setting a raccoon trap out in front of the garbage pails because they just won't stop. I mean, I'm trying to be peaceful with them. I give them warnings. I chase them away. I put covers on the garbage cans, but they just don't want to stop. And I was down in the basement. Getting some fishing stuff ready because it's fishing season now. So obviously we have to do that. And I came across a video online about somebody who you will all know who it is. I'm not going to mention the person's name because I don't want to pile on somebody who is in a very, very bad situation. And that's part of the topic of this very quick impromptu video that I'm putting together. So I want to talk about rejection is what I want to talk about, because that is a big issue in what I do. People are terrified of people saying no. I live on the word no. No is the greatest thing in the world for me to hear because I would get bored to death, and I don't know how you guys do it. I mean, you pick up the phone, you call somebody, like, yes. That's no. I want to hear no. I want the fight. I want the argument. I want to go toe-to-toe with everybody. Like, that's what I live on, right? So I love the rejection, but most people don't like it. Most people are afraid of it. Most people shy away from it or whatever it is. So I see this video just randomly pop up on my computer screen. Actually, it was when I was trying to upload something else that I was doing, not one of these, but a business thing that I had to do for a client of mine. And it popped up on my YouTube page. So I clicked on it really quick because I've heard of the person before. I don't know them at all. They don't know me, but I heard of the person before. And I've watched some of their stuff and whatever, read some of their Instagram, TikTok posts or whatever it is. And I watched the video real quick. It was about 5 minutes. And this person's going through a very, very tough time. Legally, ethically, morally, like basically losing everything. And then I looked below the video and every comment is just piling on this person. Everybody's piling on them. And then I go to the other side of the screen, and there's like the suggested videos that come up when you are watching something or whatever. And there's like video after video, just like hammering this person over and over and over again. So I started to think to myself, like, man, this person's going through it. And I like I said, I had no idea. I don't know the person. I have no relationship. I've never spoken to him in my life, never seen him in my life, never met him, never been to a conference together, like nothing. I don't, no connection to this person whatsoever. So I started to think to myself, like, man, he must be really good. Like, if this stuff is true, like, this is really bad. Like, this is a tough situation to deal with. So I said, I wonder how he's handling it. So I go to look at some of his stuff. I type his name into YouTube, and I look at some of his recent posts or whatever. And it's the typical influencer. Now, this person has tens of millions of followers. I mean, everyone here would know who I was talking about if I mentioned the person's name. But I don't want to pile on, and I'm not going to do that. So I look at some of his recent videos and some of his recent, whatever, all the platforms. And it's the typical influencer stuff. It's the car that's obviously like not his. It's the watch that was obviously like bought on like Canal Street in Manhattan. Like you could tell it's a Rolex, and the second hand's going like this. It's like, dude, it's not real. Like they don't tick, they sweep. It's a Swiss movement. But whatever. And it's obvious that they're putting on a show, and that's what all influence. Most people that are in that space, that's what they do. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, I feel terrible for this person. I don't want anyone. I don't care if they have 10 million followers or they're some random person on the street. If I see somebody that's obviously in pain that I feel like I can at least help in some way, shape, or form, at least listen to them, whatever, I'm going to try to do that. So, not thinking anything of it at all, I log on to Instagram, which I don't use. I don't do any kind of Instagram stuff. I don't barely even do this. I mean, I'm not a social media guy. I'm not an influencer. I'm a business person. I actually work for a living. I don't show off on Instagram. I don't show off on YouTube. That's not what I do, right? So I log on to Instagram. Haven't logged on to Instagram probably in like a year or whatever. And I'm like, I'm just going to message this person, and I'm going to leave it there. Maybe he'll see it. Probably you'll never read it, but maybe he will. And I just wrote him, and I don't remember exactly word for word, but it was something along the lines of, this was an hour ago, something along the lines of this. I said, listen, you don't know me. I don't know you. But I saw something online, and it looks like you're going through a very hard time. And I saw a lot of other people that were piling on. And I just want to let you know that everyone goes through hard times, and you are someone who's had a positive impact on a lot of people's lives, and this person has done that. I said, you've had a positive impact on a lot of people's lives, and there's no shame when you need help to get it. And I said, I'm not an expert in what you're dealing with. I have no idea how to give you advice or whatever, because I've never been through anything like that before. I said, but I would certainly listen if you ever wanted to talk or yell or scream or curse or whatever, and no judgment from me. I'll just listen, and you can get it all off your chest, and that's it. And that was basically it, right? So I sent it off, and I go about the rest of my night. I'm setting raccoon traps. Me and my son Jake are setting raccoon traps in the front to catch the raccoons because we can't get them they're knocking over the garbage cans. I'm down in the basement doing fishing stuff. And all of a sudden, I come back up. I have two phones. I have my iPhone that I use all the time, and I have my Android that I do some recording on and some other things, Voxer stuff for my clients and everything. And my iPhone has no notifications on it whatsoever, like none. It's on focus mode all the time. There's like 3 people that could text me, and that's it. Those are the only maybe 4. That's the only notifications I get all the time. But my Android, since I never really use it for like anything, there's no settings on it. So like there's notifications on it. So it's sitting here on the side of my thing over here where my iPad is. And all of a sudden it buzzes. And I'm like, what is that? Did I like forget to set like an alarm or like what? Because it doesn't really do that very often, right? My Voxer stuff that I use for my clients, I don't have notifications on that. I just check it multiple times a day. So I don't really have notifications going off, and I have no settings on. So it buzzes. And I pick it up and I look at it, and it's a response from this person. And now I didn't open it. I just see it on the top of the screen, like a response from this person. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, all right, whatever. Like, I got things to do. I'll get to it later on. And then all of a sudden, bzz, another one, another response. And then bzz, another one, another response. And I'm like, wow, like, why is this person writing me like 5 times in a row? So still, I'm like, raccoons, fishing stuff, I'll get to it another time. So I come back maybe a half hour later. This is about a half hour ago since I started this video. And I open up the phone, and I'm not going to tell you exactly what they said because it's extreme. Like, I don't want to say it, to be honest. But let's just say he was not happy at all with what I wrote. All right. And it was a lot of very, very vulgar language. There was some, I don't know if it was like sexual language or like, it was weird. Like, it was like, I guess the best way to put it would be like homophobic language would be like, he was using words like that. Right. And I'm like, I guess he doesn't want to, I guess he doesn't want someone to listen to him. Right. I guess he doesn't want to talk about it. Like, it is what it is. So I wrote him back again, and I was just like, listen, I can see you're angry. I can see you're defensive. I said, but my offer stands. If you ever want, I said, you said what you said. It is what it is. Whatever. Like, it doesn't mean anything to me whatsoever. I really don't care. If you ever want someone to talk to, no judgment. Don't care what you're going through. Don't care what you've done. None of that stuff matters. If you need someone to listen to you, I will listen. And I won't even say a word. You could just, and I said to him, I said, it's not because it's you. You mean, this was probably a little mean, but I said it anyway. I said, you mean nothing to me. It's not because it's you. I do that for anybody. If I see someone hurting in the street that nobody knows, I'm going to say the same thing to them. I said, I just saw that you were hurting, and I reached out because if you need someone to talk to, you can come to me, and it's between me and you, no judgment, whatever. Left it there. No response. So the point of this video is not that I reached out to a person that has millions and tens of millions of followers that everyone here would know, and he instantly responded to me within 15 minutes and wrote me this whole big thing. That's not the point of the video. The point of the video is, in life, whether it's personal or business related, if you're doing things for the right reasons, you make offers all the time and you let them go where they go. Like, if you have a really good product or service that you know is really designed to help people. I'm not talking about if you're like a freaking con man or whatever. If your thing really works, whatever it is, and it really helps a lot of people, and you go out there and you talk about that thing, and those people don't take it, and they're like, no, that's stupid. I don't want to do it. Like, you're an idiot. I can't believe you even say that to me. That's on them, not on you. If you're sure that what you're doing is from the heart and it's really meant to help you, not doing it for your own benefit, your own clout, or your own whatever. If you're doing it from the heart and it's really designed to help other people, that rejection is on them, not you. And that's why, as long as you're doing the right thing when it comes to specifically business, that's what we talk about. That's what I do, right? But it could be personal too. As long as you're doing things for the right reason, you should have no fear whatsoever in going out there and making the offer. Because if you get rejected from that thing or by that person or whatever, that's on them, not you. And here's like a little analogy. And my analogies sometimes are dumb, but like, I don't know, maybe it'll make sense. If I go out, it's a little bit of a different situation, but if I see somebody who is homeless walking on the street, right? And maybe they got like a sign or whatever, and they're standing there, and they're like, and I'm thinking to myself, like, he can probably get a job. Like, I mean, it's not that hard. Like, everyone's hiring, but like, whatever. I get it, right? You're homeless. And if I give you $20, it's going to be no skin off. Like, I'm not even going to know it's missing, right? So I give that person $20, okay? That person then goes and buys alcohol with it, or buys drugs with it, or does something nefarious, with like some bad thing with it or whatever. That's not on me. I gave that money to that person in good faith. I wanted them, I saw them hurting, and I wanted them to do the right thing and go get food, go get whatever, right? Something to drink or whatever it is. They made the decision to go a different direction. I can't control that. Is that going to stop me from giving $20 to other homeless people? No, it's not. Because that's always going to be on them. And just another quick like analogy, right, or example or whatever. I was just talking to my sister about this last night. We were laughing about it. We were in Toronto in November for the Taylor Swift concert, and we went to a Toronto Maple Leafs game, and it was a great, amazing experience. The whole week that we were there was great. And I think it was like the last night or the second to last night that we were there. We went to the Toronto sign. And I don't know if you're familiar with the city of Toronto. I'm not either. It's the first time I've ever been there. But there's a sign in the middle of the city, and it just says Toronto. It's like a big square and like whatever. So there's a homeless lady that's sitting like by the door to this office building or whatever. She has a shopping cart with her, and it's like freezing out, right? It's Toronto in November. It's probably like 20 degrees out or whatever. So I walk up to her, and I'm like, can I get you something to drink or something to eat or whatever? My sister and my daughter were with me, standing right next to me. And she's like, yes. She's like, I love the tea from that place over there. And she pointed to like a food stand or whatever. And I was like, all right, I'll go get your tea. If that's what you want, I'll get your tea. So I went up, and she gave me this special kind of tea. I don't remember what kind it was, or whatever. It wasn't like regular black tea or whatever, but it was something else. And supposedly they had it. So I went up to the guy, and I'm like, I'll take a tea with 2 tea bags, because she wanted 2 tea bags in the tea. So he was like, oh, it's for whatever her name was. I don't know. He knew it. For the lady over there. And I'm like, yeah, it's for her. And I'm like, I said, give me some food too, like whatever you have. He's like, I'm closing. I don't have anything. I'm like, can you make me anything? Like whatever it is that you have, just give me some, like whatever it is. He's like, the best I could do is I could throw some French fries in the fryer. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Like if that's what you could do it. So I get the tea. 5 minutes later, French fries come out. We pay for it. We walk back over to the lady. I give her the tea. She's like, sorry, I hit my camera. I give her the tea, and she's like, thank you so much. This is amazing. This is great. And I'm like, and I also got you French fries so that you have something to eat, whether you eat them now or you eat them tomorrow morning or whatever it is. Whenever you're hungry, you can have the French fries too. It's a big bag of French fries. And she's like, I don't like French fries. I'm like, what? I'm like, lady, you're homeless. Like, you like whatever I'm going to give you. Like it is what it is, right? No, I'm not taking the French fries. Again, is that like, am I going to go back, oh, she rejected me, I got rejected, oh, this is terrible. No. I did something that I thought was right from the heart for somebody that I looked at and saw pain in their eyes. I thought it was a good thing to do, and it was a good thing to do. She didn't take it. So what? And a crazy thing about that is I went to about 5 other homeless people with my daughter and my sister standing right next to me. And I said, I got French fries. You hungry? You want fries? Every one of them, we ended up throwing them out. Every one of them said no. A little animosity started. Like I started to question, like, what's going on here? Like, what's the real? But that's a side note. Point is, when you're doing something from the heart that you believe is right, whether it's a business thing or whether it's a personal thing, you're going to get rejected at some point. When that happens, no, it is not you. It is them. It's on them. It's their deal now. You made the effort. You made the offer. You did the right thing. They went off and went in a different direction. One of two things are going to happen. Either they're going to continue down that path and it's going to be destructive for them, or at some point they will circle back. Could be a year, could be a day, could be 10 years, could be 20 years. They'll circle back and say, you know what, you were right. Let's talk about it. Let's do whatever. But just remember, when you're making those offers, it's the rejection is never on you.